It did 2 extra steps this time. Okay, so we are up. All right, good. So, hey, we are here. I am super excited to introduce you to 2 phenomenal people. One I've known for a very long time, one I am just now meeting, but we are going to talk about, I think, something all of us are really passionate about, and that is fitness. So make sure that you tag a friend, tag a family member, tag your boyfriend, tag your girlfriend, tag your wife. Hey, Todd, thanks for joining us, because we are going to talk about how to achieve immortal fitness. And we're going to get Mr. Cornell to tell us more about that. But first, let me introduce everybody so you know who is with us. You know that I'm Nikki Woods because you're on my page, so I appreciate you stopping by. And one of the things that we talked about earlier today was whether or not, we were doing all that we could to be in the kind of shape that we wanted to be in, or if we were just talking about it all the time. And so one of our favorite people, I'm sure, is First Lady Michelle Obama. And this gentleman has been her personal trainer, or family's personal trainer, for more than 2 decades. His name is Cornell McClellan. Welcome to Facebook Live. This is your first one.
Hi, Nikki. Thank you for welcoming to my first Facebook Live.
I love it. And so we're going to talk to you a lot tonight about what we could do to get into immortal fitness shape. And we're going to talk about what that means exactly. And then I also have a really good friend of mine. We've known each other for a very long time. Ms. Kim Moore, who is the owner of Fitness Snob Studio. And her and Cornell have partnered up to do something phenomenal that we'll tell you about in a little bit. So welcome to you too, Kim.
Thank you so much, as always, Nikki. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So let us dive right in, Cornell. What is immortal body fitness?
Immortal body fitness can simply be said to enhance and have life more abundantly. I believe that fitness is the fountain of youth. A long time ago, probably when I was in my 20s, I was working out with some guys who were like 50 and 60, and we were at Venice Beach. And I said that day, this is it. This is the fountain of youth. They were guys that looked like they were in their 20s. They were in that kind of shape. They had that look. They were well. They were fit. And I knew then, all those many years ago, that this is the way to have life more abundantly, to be able to move, to be able to be functional, to be able to stay young.
And your company is called Naturally Fit, so I'm assuming that that's part of the creed, that everything that we do is natural. And
it is what our natural state should be. Sometimes people think about being fit as something that's exceptional or incredible, but I think it's something that's natural. It is the way we were meant to be, and if we do some certain things, it is the way we will be. So that's why I believe in Naturally Fit.
So what was your first step? So you decided that this is what you were going to do. This is what, the path that you were going to take. What was your first step?
Well, I've always been a person who was very active, played football, ran track, swam, always did a lot of things. I taught martial arts. I was always interested in being active and being fit. And I worked with a lot of youth, and I directed a youth program many, many years ago, actually over 30 years ago. And I was at that time wrestling with how could I be most effective and do the most that I could do to be helpful to people, to the universe. And I wrestled back and forth. Was it going to be just working with kids who had lost their way, or where would I find my niche or my best thing? And at that time I was teaching martial arts, and I kind of switched from teaching martial arts to kind of help people become more fit in terms of learning how to eat, learning how to be strong. And it began to just grow, because it was where I was meant to be. And that was well over 30 years ago. And that's kind of how I kind of ended up being more there than I was, I guess, at that particular time working with young people.
And so tell us, like, how did the whole situation happen with the Obamas?
Well, I was a gym owner for over 20 years, and
Oh, wow, really?
Yes, and I owned a gym in the West Loop of Chicago. Actually owned two gyms there. And the gym that I owned at the time called Naturally Fit, because that's again what I believed in. So that was my tag, and that's what I called my gym. And I first started working with some people who I was training at the particular time, knew our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, who was not the First Lady at that time, because it was in 1997. And they knew her, and she was looking for someone to work out with. And they said, well, Cornell would be the man to do that with. We met, we talked. She told me what her goals were and what she was looking to achieve. And from that point on, I started working with her. President Obama came in a little while after that, and I began to work with him also. It was interesting because she came first, and as it is with men in a lot of instances who already are working out, they feel like I got this. I don't really need anybody to help me. But I say to people all the time, it's like, if you were going to do your finances, you go to a person who is a financial specialist. Yep. If you needed someone to tell you about your health, your hair, whatever those things are, there's somebody out there, and that's what they do on a daily basis. And they can always give us some help and some guidance in that. And so he came, he worked with me, and he thought that, that it was also what he was missing in his workout. And so I, from that point on, have been working with them.
So is it hard to tell the president what to do, like to do more reps or run faster? I mean, was that ever an issue?
Well, fortunately, he was State Senator Obama when I started working with him, and one of the things that comes natural, I think, to any trainer, and that is finding a way to communicate to who you're working with. And our jobs is to encourage and to motivate. And so for everybody, it has to be customized to
right.
who they are and what their personality is. So because I've started with him so long ago, we never had just that relationship in terms of me asking the president or telling the president what he wants to do. And the thing that I say about President Obama and Michelle Obama is that they were always independently motivated and disciplined. So they were what most trainers would call like the perfect client. When you have someone that's knowledgeable, you have someone that's motivated and disciplined, then it makes it so much easier than to work with.
Yeah, I hate to hear what my trainers say about me, if that's what the perfect client is like. I whine the entire time, I will tell you. So what do you think for most people is the biggest challenge in getting to that immortal fitness? Is it just
I think for most people, what I've found in well over 30 years in this business is that the first thing is for people to begin. I usually tell people, once you begin, you automatically win, because I found that has been the hardest thing for them. And that is to get started, to get in there, to make one step. For me, being a person who I feel is very spiritual, who's connected to something greater than myself, I understand the power of forgiveness. And your body forgives. Your body doesn't hold it against you. If you've not been working out, your body doesn't hold it against you. If you haven't exercised in 10 years, it'll improve. It will react to what you do. So I believe beginning is the hardest thing, but just then getting in and staying in, and your body will respond. It's one of those few things that you actually get what you put in. Sometimes, people can't promise you anything. What I can promise you, if you work hard at working out, you will certainly see results.
And I love that. And Kim, you can jump in here any minute. I really love the idea that your body forgives you, because I think that some of us, we take for granted, because we're born with a certain amount of health, that we'll always just have that. And I have seen people that are perfectly healthy one day, and then 2 days later, things start breaking down. So, and you say it's easy just to start. What is the first thing that somebody should do when they start? What is the first thing that they should do?
Well, I think the first thing, if you want to talk about mentally, the first thing what one needs to do is to make a commitment to themselves. And to make that commitment to themselves that they are valuable, that they are important, that they should be prioritized. They have to look themselves in the mirror and say that to themselves, that I am important, that the better I am, the better I am for everything that I do and for everyone that I love. And so you have to first believe that and know that you deserve that, and you owe that to yourself, and you owe that to all your loved ones. So I think the first thing you do is you first have to claim that. And then the next thing you do is just begin to move. If you have no direction or anything, if you just begin to take a walk, because even that benefits you. It's surprising to me a lot of times people go like, well, I can't do much right now. Again, right. The body is so special. It has different levels of benefits that you get at different levels that you might be. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that when you like take a nice, easy walk, that benefits you in many ways. We call that kind of like your healthy zone. The healthy zone is where you're not working like all out, like you're working like you're trying to win a race or something. But actually that zone begins to help and start repairing the body. So that's why the body is so amazing. It knows, it knew always that we weren't going to always do what we were supposed to do. So it's waiting for us. It's just waiting for us to begin. So even when you're walking nice and slow and people might look at you and go like, well, he's not doing much. He's not going that fast. Your body is repairing itself right there. Your body is in what's called the healthy zone. So just starting there, if you just walked a block, I guarantee you'll be able to walk a block and a half and then 2 blocks, because the body works in that way.
Well, I wish you had been around to tell me I was just in the healthy zone and I wasn't being lazy, because that's all I heard was you being lazy. You need to move. But I was in the healthy zone. Right?
Well, there are different stages. It's like, I'm not saying that you never, ever have to work harder, but I'm saying that everything that you do can benefit you as long as you're doing it properly. So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, even when you become a very fit person, you still get a benefit from a nice slow walk. It's not that stops benefiting you, because that does something different for your body than a fast walk. So they all have its own, particular benefit.
So what about you? Have you had any fitness challenges? What's like a bad day for you?
A bad day for me. I've been working out for a long time now. And in working out for a long time, one of the things that people who are in the fitness industry, or people who are athletes or things of that nature, one of the things that we have to do is find a way.
Uh-oh. I think we lost.
Because sometimes, I'm sorry. Yeah,
no,
okay. So what I say is, what we have to then is find a way to have balance, because I think sometimes people can become over fanatical about exercise. Balance is very important. And so what do I mean is that if I miss the workout, and I've been working out for, I don't even want to say how many years, but if I miss the workout, then I have to say to myself, it's okay. There's tomorrow. So the thing sometimes that we have to do is to say to ourselves again that we also don't want to overtrain. We don't want to over-exercise. So we have to have balance. We have to find time to meditate. We have to find time to rest. We have to make sure that we're eating properly. So there are a lot of things that we have to do in terms of making sure that we have balance and we're not always running at 10. Sometimes what you'll find, some of the most fit individuals, they only can operate at 10. But, the body is also not a machine. So if you keep it at 10 all the time, it will break.
So I want to ask you one last question, and then I certainly want to bring Kim in, because I want to talk about something special that you're doing in order to really bring, your philosophy to the masses. But you have been credited as being the architect for Michelle Obama's arms. Have you seen that quote?
I have seen that.
So let's talk a little bit about Michelle Obama's arms. Like how long did it take for her to be able to tone and shape? I mean, she's kind of like Kim over there right now. Kim is like,
I what I usually tell people when they ask me about that is that, there are a lot of things that benefit you or that gives you the body that it is that you want to achieve. And the first thing is that you want to achieve something and that you work hard at that. I mean, genetics play a part, but working hard. And the one thing that First Lady Michelle Obama always did was always worked very hard. I would tell people that a lot of times I would work out at like 3:45 or 4 a.m. in the morning. When the First Lady lived in Chicago, she would be at the gym at 4:45 a.m. So she would come in and she would train before she went to work. So I think the first thing is that she was dedicated. She was dedicated and she trained hard. I believe in training hard, and I believe in taking a person to a level they wouldn't take themselves. And I think that there was a combination of many things, in terms of doing the right exercises, doing the right workouts, the right nutrition, the right commitment and discipline. So there are many things that come into play to, make that achievement. Certainly no one was expecting that America would be so interested
in her arms.
in her arms. But she deserved it. She worked very hard to get those arms. Yeah.
Okay, but you got to tell us like one exercise. Like what is your favorite exercise for the arms?
Probably for the biceps, we used to do like what we would call like 1-minute hammer curls. And a hammer curl is like almost taking a dumbbell and using it in some ways as if you were hammering something, but it's working the front of the arms and the biceps, and we would do it for an entire minute. And a lot of times it's a movement that we do it pretty freely, and we're not doing it exceptionally fast or anything, but we would do it in a free form way to see how many repetitions we could get in a minute. And it really gives the arm a very intense workout. And that was one of the things that we would do a lot for, just one of the movements we might do, because it helps to hit the whole bicep arm, or the front of the arm and things, and the forearms and things of that nature. And so that was kind of one particular move that we use. But there's so many moves that we do for the arms, because one of the things that we really do is believe in working symmetrically and completely. So we do so many different things for the arms and the shoulders, which are also going to help to set your arms off so they will have a better look. And it's all about symmetry. So you really got to work the entire body for it to flow.
No, absolutely. And so, Kim, let's talk a little bit about what you decided to do and how Cornell is going to be a part of it, because even though he's only, giving us a little snippet here, there is a way that you can work out with Cornell from the comfort of your home. So, Kim, tell us some more about that.
Yeah, so actually, Nikki, I own a fitness studio, Fitness Snob Studio in Washington, D.C., and we are just now introducing live streaming so people can take classes from anywhere in the world, and they actually physically join a class. And everybody's hearing about it now, is streaming. It's a great way to work out. And so I used to go to the Naturally Fit gym in Chicago, which is how I know Cornell. And he was in DC and I was in DC. So I reached out to him and talked to him about what we were doing, and decided to put a series together so that Cornell can help a lot more people really get fit.
And so I know it kicks off in early September, but you're going through a pre-order phase now so that you can actually start to get registered. And it is on demand, so you can actually join live, or if you have to miss it because you have something going on, you can join on demand. So what is the link for them to join? And then I think you're adding a special bonus for those who register early, right?
Yeah, so for those who register early, we just talked about arms, which is perfect because they'll get a whole tutorial on arms. So how to get their 30-minute session that they'll get after the live series starts. So the live series starts on September 10th. And it's really right after vacations and people are kind of done with all their summer frolicking. Kids are back in school and people have a chance to start establishing a routine, and they can jump back in and actually, start taking these classes with Cornell. So that's what the plan is. And it's it's like $39 for 8 classes. So it's just a 4-week series. So it's basically like $5 a class, which is cheaper than, most people are paying to go to any kind of boutique fitness, classes. And especially you're working out with Cornell, with Michelle Obama's trainer, you can walk away with her arms.
And Nikki, one of the reasons.
Cornell, you blush a little bit whenever anybody says that. You're like,
yeah, I can't help it, I guess. But
says, I'm Michelle Obama's trainer, so you can just walk around with that.
Well, it's been so long that I've been fortunate enough and blessed to work with them. And one of the greatest things for me was being asked to go to DC with them and to support them and help keep them healthy. And I took that to heart. I was also asked and appointed as a member of the President's Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition.
Yes.
And because to me, fitness, I know is, your health is your wealth. And so what I want to do is how many people can I help to know that and help to reach that, to have that kind of wealth. And being on the council and working with school kids and working with adults and trying to help people with less move and get them to understand that it's important and movement is about life. If you move, you live. If you sit still, you die. And this is important to me. So when Kim and I talked about this, and she said, Cornell, you can continue to reach people. If you do this, you can reach out and you can extend your reach. You can help people hear this message. You can help people be healthy. You can help people have the real wealth. And so that's why I got on board and I got excited about this, because if I can help, I was in the gym earlier today with my sons, and, if I see somebody doing something wrong, I can't help but go over and introduce myself and ask them if they don't mind if I give them a tip. This is what I'm passionate about, helping people be healthy.
It's so funny. I have teenage sons, and my youngest son and I like to go to the gym together. And every time we go, he's like, come on, mama, we're going to make some gains. I'm like, I don't need to make any more gains. But because I know one of the conversations that Kim and I have had is when you get to a certain point in life and maybe you haven't, been as focused on fitness or your health. I mean, is it ever too late to turn things around? You talk about body forgiveness and that, but is it ever too late?
It is never too late. And I'm glad you asked that question because it's never too late. I've worked with people who were as old as 100 years old or 100 years young. I've worked with people of all ages. And the one thing that the body does in forgiving, the body is always ready to be stronger. So it's not like at a certain age, you cannot attain muscle. At a certain age, you cannot increase your strength. At a certain age, you cannot help your bone density. You can, but you have to work for it. So the one thing is that you do have to work for it. It's not something, maybe we might live long enough that you don't have to, but for now, you do. And so at any age, you can do it. It's like I've talked to people who were ex-smokers, and after a certain period of time of not smoking, the lungs will improve because the body is forgiving. They will improve. And at a certain period of time, at so many years, they will be as good as lungs of a person who's never smoked. Sometimes it takes between 10 to 15 years, but the fact is you might have smoked for 15, but your body will repair, your body will forgive. And to me, it's just an amazing thing to know that and to know we have that gift. So at any age, you can start. At any age, you can start. At any age, you will make gains. You will make positive gains. That's what your son is talking about. Gains don't always mean what they sound. It just means positive gains.
Yeah, I know. It's just so funny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I know the class is suitable for everybody, for every fitness level. So you don't have to be in a certain place. You can be a beginner. You can be, more advanced, and it still will be able to work with where you are, right?
Exactly. And it's both for women and men. Kim's husband was helping us and was doing a workout with us. And one of the things he said is like, wow, this is tough. So it's all about how you put workouts together, how you put exercises one behind the other, how you may pre-fatigue one muscle and then follow it by another movement. And that muscle might not take as many repetitions or as many pounds as one might think it needs if it is put in a certain order. So we can make it fun and we can make it tough for both males and females at any level.
Well, that is awesome. Kim, do you have anything to add before we wrap this up? I think this is probably going to be, I don't know. I'm just really excited. And I'm not even doing anything. Like, I'm not even, like, it's not me, but I think that so many people need this. And I think of all the people who are scared to go to gyms to improve their health. So really being able to do it from your home, I think is gonna be impactful for a lot of people.
So the only thing I would add is it's going to be almost like still going to a class, right? Because you'll have the motivation of seeing other people who are actually in the studio, like working out with Cornell. So you'll be able to see that. But also I would encourage people to join with a friend. I think accountability partners are always great too. And that's how I always stay consistent, is because I've got somebody who's counting on me to join them for a workout. So
what we have found, and what research has even shown, is that people generally do better when they have a partner. You know, there are people who can do well as loners, but generally when people have someone that they're accountable to, someone that they can be social with, and someone that whatever it is that they need. Sometimes people need to compete with each other. Sometimes people just need someone to be there to hold them up. We do definitely know when you find whatever that is for you, it helps, you to be more successful in terms of what your goals might be.
Well, that's awesome.
Me is competing with my husband.
It reminds me of the quote Will Smith said when he was talking about how competitive he is. He said he may die on a treadmill, but you are not going to beat him. That is
all right.
He's not going to get off. He may just die, but he is not going to get off that treadmill.
He's not going to get off.
They're not going to move. So we will share the link. So if you guys are interested in learning more about the class and how you can sign up, we're going to post the link in the comments. But we're going to talk more with Cornell as we get closer to the September 10th date, because I think it's really important that we talk about different aspects. And we can't go into all of it today, but I certainly want to talk about the mind and the body connection, and how important it is for you mentally to be strong. So we're gonna hold that, but we're gonna post a comment in the links. Do you have any final thoughts, Cornell, before we close this out?
My final thought would be, it would be my pleasure to help you on your fitness journey.
I think so. I think that would be great. What about you, Kim?
I can't wait to work out with a ton of people. So let's get it.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us on Facebook. If you posted a comment, we were really into the interview, so I was not ignoring you, but I will go back through the comments, and and Kim will hang out for a little bit, and we'll make sure that you get all the information that you need. And I will also post the link in the comments so that you can definitely check out the class. But thank you guys very much for joining me, and I can't wait for the class. I'm going to take the class. And I think it's going to be phenomenal. So thank you for all you do it. And thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
All right.
Thanks,
Talk to you.
See you soon.
All right, you guys hold on.
Bye-bye.